Today on the channel, we head to the vault. Beautiful this time of year for Series 1 ringside collectible exclusive Undertaker and Kane.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Elite unboxing and review. And today on the channel we got some ringside collectible exclusives in the Undertaker and Kane Vault Series 1. But for all your Vault Series 1 needs, obviously you got to go to Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, this is the Vault Series 1. Have to think Series 2, maybe at the end of the year, early next year. What is time? What is release dates? But the Vault is an interesting one, I'll bet controversial one, of course. As longtime collectors out there, there are some like, oh, I don't like to see these figures re-released. There's a lot of new collectors, probably that's the majority. Very happy some of these very expensive figures from years past, getting a second shot of that outside of the aftermarket. And Mattel's sitting here going, all right. Because Mattel, as much as they are for the fans, they are for the fans. They are a business at the end of the day, and they definitely want to get the profits and the money of this. So they see all these defining moment Undertakers selling on eBay for $100 plus or whatever they're at this day and age, probably less now. They see that and they're like, oh, there's a demand out there. People are willing to pay this. Well, let's re-release it. Get it for, $30, and bam, we'll get those profits, and we'll get a heck of a lot more than the people on eBay will. So it's a business at the end of the day. I totally understand it. At the end of the day, as I always say, you don't invest in collectibles outside of very few of them because you're always at the danger of a re-release. You're always at a danger of a re-release, and that's what we have right here. But this isn't a bad thing for newer collectors for sure. And like I always say, I see both sides of it. I totally get both sides of it. But very cool to get these two back out for those that missed it in the past. Two iconic, great figures here. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We're going to start with the old Undertaker. Of course, prior life, it was a defining moment, one of the hardest to get defining moments, and honestly, one of the best defining moments. So this is a great Undertaker for people to get a second chance at. Now, of course, that defining moment you would think will lose value, obviously, but it should keep some of the value with the packaging difference. That's the best thing about these re-releases. At least the packaging is different, so there's half of it right there. And then there is differences for the loose collector as well. And we'll get into that shortly, but a throwback to the early days of the Mattel line back in 2010, 2011, 12, whenever they went away from this. But this was the original style packaging, very similar to the Legends release we see at Target right now. WWE logo right there, Undertaker looking only like the Undertaker could look. Got his name right there as well. Series 1, Mattel, 8 and up, you 7-year-olds, man, what are you doing here? Get out of here. You can't be touching this figure. From the Vault Series 1, it does say there, True Effects, Elite Collection, Ringside collectible exclusive. So that gets into it where I was going to say the packaging. I don't think we're going to see this anywhere but ringside. Obviously you got that there, but you do have no peg holders up here. So there's no J-hook, anything like that. You're not going to see this at a Target or a Walmart. So that's another thing. If people are worried about the values, these aren't going to be made in huge quantities. They're not going to be. So the value should still be there. You wait a couple of years later, we'll still see value with both versions of these. At least that's my prediction. Maybe not as much as there once was, but there'll still be a little bit going on there. And you got the Undertaker on the side. Undertaker on the side once again. Then on the back, look at that, we got War and Peace, we got the blurb, and of course, we got the big cross-sell. 8 figures in this set. We're unboxing every single one of them. Will we do a quick rankings video at the very end where we put them in order? Should be a tough one as we got some all-timer, dare I say, Hall of Fame figures throughout on this one here. It does say The Undertaker. Height 6'10", titles WWE Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion. They forgot his WCW Tag Team Championship run. Did you know The Undertaker was first introduced to the WWE Universe as Kane The Undertaker? An homage? Oh, Todd, don't start. Todd in front on the couch. Homage, homage, tomato. Oh, stop it, Todd, stop it. Homage to the brother he thought was lost to a fire at the funeral home. And nothing worse than a funeral except a fire at the funeral home. That takes it to another level for sure, especially if the service is going on, as we do know. But I did know he was the Kane The Undertaker. Told those stories numerous times. There it is, packaging. See you later, goodbye. And what do we got here? We got, hopefully, no tape on the cape. Oh, Mattel. Oh, I thought they were listening. They're not listening. We got tape. We got tape deep on the cape. Oh, tape on the cape. One of the most dreaded enemies, of course, of many people out there. Now, what are we doing here? How do we get this guy out without destroying this beautiful cape here? That's going to be an interesting one to figure out. But we're going to try it. We're going to pop these hands out first. And then we're going to figure this out here. All right, we do got some twist ties, so we're going down a Todd McFarlane-like road right off the bat. There's one. Can we get two? And then can we quickly, after that, buckle my shoe? That's going to be the question. Can we get in there? There it is. Okay, twist ties are gone. Now, does this cape come off? What are we doing here? That's what I want to know. It's the what are we doing moment of the episode right here. How am I going to get this? Oh, there we go. Okay. It pulls out, but boy, that's not very easy. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of how they put this thing together in the package. See you later, goodbye, get out of here. But we'll dive into it, and I guess we'll do the cape separate. That does kind of work on that. But we got extra hands here. We got 2 gripping hands out of the package there for the old Undertaker. We got 2 Fists of Fury, and then we got 2 more gripping hands because he's going to grip it and rip it. It might be your throat. It might be something else. You never know what it might be. We got a deep gripping hand, and we got a tight gripping hand, and we got 2 fists. Choose your own hand of entry at the end of the day, as we always do say. Now, we do get this, I guess it's not necessarily a cape. I guess it's wings. It's straight out of Batman is what this one looks like to me, but it is all soft goods in black here. You got a little bit of bend right there, of course, to move it. And it is from his Survivor Series. Was it 96 Survivor Series? Pretty sure that's where it was. And he come down from the rafters. Like a young Gene Simmons is what he was like coming out of the sky with this on. And this does plug into his back. Very G.I. Joe style, of course. You just plug it in there. Now, you want to make these different, of course, than the regular Defining Moments one. Use different hands. One with the cape, one without the cape. Choose your own adventure at the end of the day, as we always do say. But very nice piece, and that was truly the defining moments of the Defining Moments Undertaker from years past. But now we get the old Undertaker here, looking interesting. We're going to start with the head sculpt on this one. A little bit brownish hair, not as black as we remember Undertaker, and most of our Undertaker figures are usually a blacker hair. Definitely a browner, longer hair on this one here, and a very slim face as well. He's got the goatee going on. He's even got a little bit of paint above the eyebrows, like a young Bela Lugosi is what he looks like to me right there. And then he's got that big old teardrop on his eyes because, I don't know if I say this very often, a few videos we've talked about it, but I did a stint in prison. Yes, it was tough. I was in there for about 6 months, and I was sent to a place they called Emerald City. Some don't call it Oz. I don't know. You guys familiar with Oz at all? I was there. I got to see Schillinger and Beecher and all their shenanigans going on over there. I made pretty good friends with Ryan O'Reilly for a while. Nino Shabetta. Some of those guys were friendly with me. But I had a lot of trouble with this guy named Adebisi. I would make fun of his hat, and you just don't make fun of Adebisi's hat. And he was after me and stuff. So that was a little bit difficult, but you know, there's a guy named Alvarez that stopped in one time and cut it off, and you know, Sister Pete would help me out from my emotional issues from time to time. But I also saw The Undertaker there. He was briefly there in Oz. I saw him one day in the showers. Don't even start. Don't even want to talk about it. But he was there, and he said he was just trying to really get into his character and get a little bit meaner, a little bit tougher, and he told me all about this biker taker idea he had. And I said, you know, this is going to change your career forever. I recommend you be the biker taker, Undertaker. So that's what happened, and a few years after that, he did become the biker taker. But he did get this little tattoo there. Little did we know it was a temporary tattoo. Don't be a chicken. Come on, don't be a chicken. I got my tattoo. I just cover it with some makeup so people don't see it on camera. But you know, if you kill a guy in prison, and he killed a guy in prison, in all honesty, you get that little tattoo there. But we do remember that from the last one, of course. We got the big overcoat here in black. Shout out to Oz, too. Shout out to Oz. Hopefully it's still going on. I don't know whatever happened to McManus. And the warden there, he looked just like Ernie Hudson. I don't know what it was. It was like, he looked like he was right out of Ghostbusters. I don't know what was going on. He does got a little fringe jacket here, like a young Donovan back in the 60s. Man, that guy loves some fringe, didn't he? He was very mellow yellow, if you ask me. But you got the fringe jacket going on. You got the 2 elbow sleeves there, painted on wrist tape, and then you got the black pants throughout. You do got the pin joints in the knee and the black boots down here. Of course, articulation, arms going all the way around for us. Bicep cut, double jointed pinless elbows, all playing those hits. We're here for that. Hands back and forth, side to side. Waist articulation, no real ab crunch on this one. He's got that big coat over the top, and then underneath he's got kind of a vest under there. He does got those patented Undertaker splits that he really showed everybody off in Oz, of course, with that one. Leg goes up, double jointed, non-pinless knees, as we said. Boot cut, ankles back and forth, up and down. Usual Mattel articulation in this day and age, of course, but it does vary from the original version of this Undertaker. And you know I gotta bust it out. You know me, I'm all in on my Mattel Elites, so I got everything. I got it all. And we got the regular edition of Undertaker from the Defining Moments. And there's definitely some differences here. The biggest one, of course, being the pinless joints. Then you got the elbow sleeves over on this one, so that is some points of difference there. Outfit is identical. A little darker black on this one. This one could have just maybe faded over time a little bit, or maybe not. The hair is the same, but a little bit different shade of color here. We're a little darker, a little browner on the new one. And then the head is where things are really different, as you got a longer face. He's got more of a horse face on this new one, and you definitely have a longer tattoo on the new one over his eye there. So his Oz tattoo, a little bit longer on the new one. So definitely some easy to point out differences between the two here. But both fabulous, fabulous figures. You can't go wrong with either one of these if you ask me. Possibly my favorite Undertaker right up there. I can't remember what I did. I did a top 10 Undertaker video on the channel a year, 2 years ago. What is time? Have to imagine that was at the top. It was at the top somewhere. So there you go. But Undertaker, the former Defining Moments, now in the vault. Pick up. Pick up all day long. But now we turn our attention to Kane, and what is old is new again. He was formerly a Ringside Collectible exclusive, and now here we are, back with a Ringside Collectible. So if you don't go to Ringside, you don't even know if this Kane even exists. Got the exclusive there, the Elite on the top, WWE, True Effects, Kane, Vault Series 1, Kane on the side, then of course, back of the package, big cross sell we talked about. We got the blurb. Let's see what it says about our old friend Kane back here. Height 7 feet tall. Titles, WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Hardcore Champion. Did you know that the Big Red Machine held every available championship in his career? His lone WWE Championship reign lasted less than 24 hours. And it's weird, you feel like in your brain it lasted longer than that, but it was a quick turnaround. I remember watching that on pay-per-view back in the day. Me and a bunch of buddies. There it is. Kane, see you later. Goodbye. Plastic prison, a lot easier to get out than The Undertaker, that's for sure. We got 2 extra hands with him. We do get the ever-elusive Hardcore title belt. We don't get that a whole lot, as we do know from Mattel. Uh-oh. Are we locked in? No, we're not locked in. What is going on here? Pull this bad boy out. There we go. And there we go. See you later up high. Goodbye. There it is. All right, we do get the 2 hands here. 2 splayed out hands for Kane. We get the black gloved hand, the human skin tone color hand. We're here for that. That's the point of difference. We didn't get extra hands with the last version, of course, with the old articulation and things. We get the Hardcore title belt, of course, a Defining Moment Hardcore title belt. Everybody loves the Hardcore belt. Always enjoyed the Hardcore matches back in the day. Very iconic. Going back to when the Genius and Mr. Perfect destroyed the Hulkster's belt. That's where that came from, of course, as we know. But a fabulous one we do not get very often. So good to see that one return. And then we get him. We get the Big Red Machine, the old monster Kane. Always loved this look on Kane here. Love this singlet that was kind of see-through, kind of a little bit. The flames, of course, very on brand for Kane. Flames down into the tights as well. Got a belt that's just painted in on this one, not sculpted in. That does look a little funny from time to time. You do get Kane wrist gauntlets going on. And then he's got the gloved hand, as we did discuss. And then he's got the bare arms, of course, black boots as well. Looking like Kane. And then the head sculpt department, no doubt about it. You got the red and black attack in the mask. Of course, the brown hair over the top. Anybody hands you this head that's a wrestling fan, they're going to know exactly who this is. Oh, that's Kane. Yeah, exactly. But looking good there. Head should be removable. Should be with Undertaker as well. That's one thing with the new articulation. You can swap things back and forth if you need to. Arms all the way around for Kane. Bicep cut. Double jointed. Pinless elbows. You know we're here for that. Hands back and forth, side to side. You get that ab crunch here. Very nice and tight. Waist articulation. Big old Kane splits if you need them. Legs do go up. Thigh cut. Double jointed non-pinless knees. Boot cut, ankles back and forth, up and down. Of course, he should fit on a Ringside collectible stand. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Of course, at Ringside, make sure you get the Mattel stands. And what do you know? He's just all in on Ringside. He's all in on the stands. He's all in on the exclusives over the years. We got the Hardcore Kane looking really good. But, of course, I do have this figure already. And I got the old version of this one, of course, like I said earlier, a Ringside collectible exclusive. And once again, just like his brother Undertaker, different hairdo. A little lighter brown here, a little darker on the older one. Obviously, the pinless joints is the big update there. And then a different head sculpt on this one. A lot less chunky on the new one, a little chunkier on the old school one. So there's enough meat on the bone. If you are a completist like I am in the Mattel Elite line, you got to have both of these. There's enough differences to be dangerous. That's what I would say. And to me, you got to display them differently. You got one with the title belt around his waist. He'll hold this one. You give him the other two hands that are different. You make him as different as you possibly can. That's the way. That's the way to do it, at least from where I sit, as you guys know, right here at this very table. But there it is, The Undertaker Kane from the Vault Series 1. A controversial line, but a fun line, and I think more people are excited about it than not excited about it because there's not a lot of OG collectors still around compared to newer collectors. So it makes sense. I get it. You gotta get the most out of your molds. Gotta get the most out of your money. That's for sure, and that's what Mattel's doing here with the Vault Series 1 ringside collectible exclusives. But what are your thoughts? Pickups, passes, long games, no games? Let me know your thoughts on these guys in the comments down below. Are you here for the Vault? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content, if you can believe it, over on the Patreon. Patreon, their early access to all the videos. Monthly Q&A, monthly giveaway. You get all the glamour shots. You get dog stuff. You get pizza reviews. You get everything. It's all over there on the old Patreon channel. Appreciate all the support over there. You can also support channel ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. And of course, Barnes & Noble and Amazon. My book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars series, just shy of 700 pages, available right now. Appreciate the support there as well. So for the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.